He is one of the most wanted defenders in Europe and has just received his first call-up to the England national team, a 6'5" prodigy currently making waves in Everton. Jarrad Branthwaite has been a revelation, but while everyone is going crazy about his performances on the pitch, there is more to him than meets the eye off the pitch. So let's get into it. His lifestyle, properties, relationship, and everything in between. Jarrad Paul Branthwaite was born in Carlisle, Cumbria on June 27, 2002. He spent his childhood years with his sister in Wigton, which happens to be a market town in the Allerdale borough of Cumbria. Growing up as a child with a family neck deep into football, Branthwaite saw his enthusiasm for the game develop. Branthwaite revealed that in his hometown, more children wore Everton shirts than their local Carlisle jerseys, suggesting an early connection to the team. His parents, Paul and Donna Branthwaite, played a big role in fostering their son's football ambitions throughout his early years. They provided unwavering support by traveling with him to games and making sure he could follow his dream, even in difficult circumstances. Branthwaite's father is a retired rugby player as well as a talented squash player, but encouraged his son to pursue football. As a teenager, Branthwaite dealt with a condition that his dad also suffered from in his teenage years, which is called Osgood-Schlatter's disease, and it almost got the better of him. He thought that he would never be able to play football again when he had to miss 18 months of play because of the tendonitis in his knee. Branthwaite struggled with uncertainties and anxiety about his future in the sport he loved. His hometown club, Carlisle United, provided him with a lifeline at this difficult time. A 4-week trial to demonstrate his fitness, with a scholarship also in view. Overcome with a burden of uncertainty and wondering if the trial was worthwhile, Branthwaite considered quitting football entirely. With a lot of support and encouragement from his parents, Branthwaite was able to overcome adversity. His reservations aside, he followed his father's workout regimen. All that hard work paid off as he was rewarded with a scholarship and a professional contract from Carlisle United and went on to establish himself in League 2. From his early years in the Carlisle United junior system, Jarrad Branthwaite climbed up the ladder, and in February 2019, he signed his first professional deal with the club. Even though he was first listed as an unused substitute, his commitment and tenacity finally led to his debut in October that same year, and he would go on to make some vital contributions to the team. But things took a huge turn for the better in January 2020 when Branthwaite signed a 2.5-year contract with Everton. Unknown to the club, they had struck a gold mine because Branthwaite's skills soon became evident as he put in a man-of-the-match performance on his club debut. And the best part, Everton bought Branthwaite for less than £1 million. In January 2021, Branthwaite signed a loan deal with championship team Blackburn Rovers due to a desire for more playing time and experience. Although his loan term was cut short due to injury, he showed his potential to compete at a high level, and things were looking up for the Englishman. He would then take up a new challenge in the summer of 2022, joining Eredivisie side PSV on a season-long loan to get more experience under his belt. After a successful loan spell, rejoining Everton was on the cards, and in no time, Branthwaite secured a spot in the starting lineup, and let's just say he's been an absolute monster on the pitch since then. Playing nearly every game for Everton, the center back has played the third most minutes in the English Premier League for someone under 21, only behind James Trafford and Ilya Zabarnyi. Everton's defense has been rock solid this season, and they've conceded one of the fewest amount of goals. With a strong aerial presence, Branthwaite has won over 50 aerial duels, and has made dozens of interceptions, blocks, and tackles. With Everton not seeing a lot of the ball, Branthwaite's recovery pace and proactive style of play, alongside his defensive partner Tarkowski, has been crucial to Everton's defensive success, and it didn't take long before he received his first England call-up last month. But let's now skip to the behind-the-scenes part. The 21-year-old is reportedly single at the moment, and while you may see him in photos with several women on social media, Branthwaite hasn't disclosed much information about his personal life. But we do know a thing or two about his lifestyle. Jarrad Branthwaite lives a pretty normal life outside the pitch. He hangs out with his teammates a lot and doesn't hesitate to go on vacations for self-care. You'll find a number of great holiday destinations that he has been to on his Instagram. As expected, the center back also enjoys hitting the gym. He once talked about his experience with his teammate Tarkowski and mentioned how much of a gym rat Tarkowski is. Still at the early stages of his career, Branthwaite is quickly racking up followers on his social media accounts. The defender is a sucker for tattoos. He has some on his left arm, and they aren't just cryptic designs meant to look good. They all have their meanings. During an interview with Dutch outlet NOS sometime last year, Branthwaite explained the importance of two of his tattoos. he pointed at one that looks like a flower and said that he got that one in honor of his grandmother. Talking about another that depicts a ladybird, Branthwaite said that it was inspired by the ladybird that landed on his blazer on the day of her funeral. As far as properties go, Branthwaite doesn't have a fleet of cars or plenty of luxurious mansions, considering that he's only 21, and also the fact that he often prefers to live within his means. As of 2022, Branthwaite was still in the process of buying a house. There might be no assets to see at the moment, and we also don't know much about his Merseyside house, but let's take a look at how much money he has in the bank. Jarrad Branthwaite has had his fair share of big fat paychecks at a young age. He has 4 years and over £7 million on his Everton contract that is set to expire in June 2027. The centre-back earns around £35,000 a week, which translates to almost £2 million a year, not including bonuses, sponsorship deals, and other sources of income. Bearing that in mind, our rough estimate of his net worth falls around $15 million at the moment, but with his whole career ahead of him, it shouldn't take long before we see those figures becoming a lot higher. Along with his Everton colleagues, Jarrad Branthwaite is involved in charity work that improves STEAM and digital literacy education for kids in Merseyside. Last year, he spoke with Year 5 students from our No St. Mary Church of England Primary School in Everton at the community's Digital Skills Lab. They work together to solve problems and develop teamwork as they tackle coding tasks like building Lego constructions and programming robots. Branthwaite was enthusiastic about the program, emphasizing how it will improve kids' education and opportunities for the future. He even made a statement, and it was quite impressive to see his dedication to supporting the less privileged. From his charitable acts alone, you could tell that Branthwaite has a good head on his shoulders. But like almost every other player, Branthwaite has had to deal with some minor controversies on the pitch. After publicly criticizing a string of controversial referee decisions that went against Everton, Jarrad Branthwaite found himself at the center of controversy. As Dominic Calvert-Lewin was sent off during a game against Crystal Palace, Branthwaite labeled the call awful and vented his aggravation over what he saw as a pattern of bad decisions hurting his club. Signs of a budding leader? Looks like. Calvert-Lewin's red card issue was exacerbated by a series of other controversial decisions in previous games, such as goals that were disallowed and penalties that were awarded. Branthwaite has been open about the impact of wrong VAR decisions on his team's spirit at times. However, outside of controversial footballing moments like this, you will be hard-pressed to find Branthwaite involved in any questionable act off the pitch, and it only tells us a lot about his character and discipline, seeing that many young footballers have gotten carried away by fame and wealth. With an enormous price tag to him, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and many other top clubs are willing to splash the cash for Branthwaite come summer. But quick question, what are your thoughts about the defender?